The world is changing. Throughout history, empires have risen and fallen, ideologies emerged and replaced. Today we find ourselves amidst another potential turning point, often referred to as the New World Order. To some, it represents a hopeful future, a world united under common goals, where peace and prosperity reign. To others it evokes fear, conjuring images of shadowy elites manipulating global events for their own benefit. Understanding the New World Order requires us to delve into its historical roots, examine the various interpretations and conspiracy theories surrounding it. Join me as we embark on a journey to understand this complex and multifaceted concept, separating fact from fiction. The idea of a unified world order is not new. Throughout history, rulers and empires have sought to expand their influence. Ancient Babylon, under Hammurabi's code, attempted to establish a universal set of laws. The Roman Empire, at its zenith, controlled vast territories and exerted significant influence over global trade and culture. The modern concept of a New World Order is often traced back to the 20th century, particularly the aftermath of World War II. The creation of the United Nations in 1945, with its goals of maintaining international peace and security, was seen by some as a step towards a more unified world. Similarly, the establishment of the Bretton Woods system in 1944 signaled a shift towards greater global economic interconnectedness. These events laid the groundwork for increased global cooperation and interdependence. The term New World Order is often uttered in hushed tones, whispered in the darkest corners of the internet. Conspiracy theories surrounding the New World Order often portray it as a nefarious plot orchestrated by a powerful and secretive elite. Groups often implicated in these theories range from historical organizations like the Illuminati and the Freemasons to modern entities like the Bilderberg Group. Some conspiracy theories even claim that global events like economic crises, wars, and natural disasters are orchestrated by these shadowy elites. While these claims often lack concrete evidence, they tap into deep-seated fears about the loss of control and the concentration of power. Conspiracy theorists often point to specific symbols and imagery as evidence of the New World Order's existence. One of the most enduring symbols is the all-seeing eye, often depicted as an eye enclosed within a triangle, found on the US dollar bill. This symbol, often associated with ancient Egyptian mythology, is interpreted by some as representing the watchful gaze of the New World Order. Similarly, other symbols like pyramids, obelisks, and occult imagery are often cited as evidence of the New World Order's supposed connection to ancient secret societies. The interpretation of symbols, however, is subjective and often open to multiple interpretations. While the presence of these symbols may be intriguing, they do not necessarily constitute concrete evidence of a sinister New World Order plot. No discussion of the New World Order is complete without addressing globalization. Proponents of globalization argue that it has led to increased trade, economic growth, and cultural exchange, benefiting people worldwide. Critics, however, argue that globalization has primarily benefited multinational corporations and the wealthy elite, while exacerbating inequality and exploiting workers in developing countries. They point to the outsourcing of jobs, the erosion of national sovereignty, and the homogenization of cultures as evidence of globalization's negative consequences. Globalization has undoubtedly brought about both progress and challenges. It has connected people and cultures in unprecedented ways, while also creating new forms of inequality and exploitation. Understanding the New World Order in the context of globalization requires us to grapple with these complexities and consider both the potential benefits and drawbacks. In the 21st century, technology has become an integral part of our lives, shaping how we communicate and interact. This technological revolution, while bringing about many benefits, has also raised concerns about privacy, surveillance, and the potential for control. The proliferation of smartphones, social media, and internet-connected devices has created an unprecedented amount of data about our lives. This data, collected by governments and corporations alike, can be used to track our movements, monitor our online activity, and even predict our future behavior. For some, this level of data collection and surveillance is reminiscent of George Orwell's dystopian novel, 1984. Others argue that this increased surveillance is necessary to combat terrorism, prevent crime, and maintain national security. Navigating this complex landscape requires us to carefully consider the trade-offs between security and privacy. The global financial system plays a crucial role in shaping our world, influencing everything from international trade to the value of our currencies. One of the most enduring conspiracy theories surrounding the New World Order is the idea of a one-world currency, controlled by a powerful central bank. Proponents of this theory often point to institutions like the Federal Reserve in the United States and the European Central Bank as evidence of this trend towards centralized financial control. They argue that these institutions manipulate interest rates, control the money supply, and engineer economic crises to enrich themselves. While the idea of a one-world currency remains largely theoretical, there have been calls for greater global financial cooperation and regulation. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank play significant roles in providing financial assistance and promoting economic stability worldwide. Whether these institutions represent a step towards a new world order, or simply a reflection of the need for greater global cooperation, remains a subject of debate. The most extreme and perhaps the most prevalent conspiracy theory surrounding the New World Order is the idea of a one-world government. This theory posits that the ultimate goal of the New World Order is to abolish national sovereignty, dissolve existing governments, and establish a single, all-powerful global government. This one-world government, it is claimed, would be controlled by the same shadowy elites who orchestrate global events and manipulate the financial system. While the idea of a one-world government may seem like the stuff of science fiction, it strikes a chord with people who fear the loss of national identity and the concentration of power. However, the idea of a one-world government faces significant logistical, political, and cultural obstacles. The world is a tapestry of diverse cultures, languages, religions, and political systems. Uniting these disparate groups under a single global government would be an incredibly complex and challenging endeavor. The concept of the New World Order raises important questions about its potential impact on our everyday lives. One way in which the New World Order is often perceived is through the lens of globalization. The increasing interconnectedness of our world, driven by advancements in technology, communication, and transportation, has brought about both opportunities and challenges. On the one hand, globalization has led to increased trade, economic growth, and the exchange of ideas and cultures. On the other hand, globalization has also been blamed for job losses, increased inequality, and the erosion of national sovereignty. Another area where the New World Order is often perceived is in the realm of technology and surveillance. The proliferation of smartphones, social media, and internet-connected devices has created an unprecedented amount of data about our lives, which is collected and analyzed by both governments and corporations. This data collection has raised concerns about privacy, freedom of speech, and the potential for abuse. The internet and social media have become primary sources of information for many people, but they have also facilitated the rapid spread of misinformation. In this age of information overload, it is more important than ever to be able to critically evaluate the information we encounter. When it comes to the New World Order, it is essential to approach the topic with a healthy dose of skepticism. Conspiracy theories often rely on speculation, conjecture, and anecdotal evidence, lacking the rigorous analysis and verifiable sources that characterize credible information. One way to discern the veracity of information is to consider the source. Is the information coming from a reputable news organization, a respected academic institution, or a government agency? Or is it coming from an anonymous blog or a social media post? By applying these critical thinking skills, we can become more discerning consumers of information and better equipped to navigate the complex world around us. The concept of the New World Order reflects the anxieties and aspirations of our time. As we navigate an era of rapid technological advancement, increasing globalization, and complex geopolitical challenges, it is natural to seek explanations. The New World Order provides a lens through which we can examine these issues and grapple with the uncertainties of the future. While there is no single, definitive answer to the question of whether or not a New World Order exists, the very act of asking the question forces us to confront fundamental issues of power and control. Rather than succumbing to fear or embracing simplistic explanations, we must engage in critical thinking, seek out reliable information, and engage in constructive dialogue. The future, while uncertain, is not predetermined. It is up to us as informed and engaged citizens to shape it together.